Good morning, everyone. We are broadcasting here from an undisclosed location. It is going to be the Pittsburgh Knights versus SCS Red. We are just starting our warm-up, and in about 3 minutes, it's going to be our puck drop. So go get your cup of coffee. Today we're missing one of our players, Merrill, on defense, but we should have room to fill in. I'm not quite sure if we're missing him in the second game, but we will find out. You can see Cementi's sharp on the glove hand already. And buzzer has rung, calling the boys to collect the pucks, and we will have puck drop momentarily here. From forward we have Demet. On D, looks like Kyle and Fazone starting. Demet, Safarito, and Nachai on forward line. Puck drop. Boys breaking into the zone, and that's offside. Puck will be just dropped outside the SCS Red zone. Goes back to the zone. The zone sends it in. Picked up by Safarito. Safarito driving that in. His own shot saved by the SCS Red. SCS gets it over the ring. That gets picked up by Howe. And SCS Red has a breakaway. SCS Red driving in on... Oh, hits the post. Nemeth bringing the puck out right away. SCS Red turning that over and bringing that in. And that was a bar down shot from SCS Red and opens the scoring 1-0. 14:27 into the first. On forward line we have Hollis, Houston, and Tricana. SCS Red breaks out again. Boys trying to break into the SCS Red zone. Laid offside. And puck will be dropped just outside the SCS Red zone. 1-0 Red. 14:02 left in the first. Puck is dropped. Goes into the SCS Red zone. Hollis battling in the corner with Tricana and Brindle. Houston shoots from the point up to Nick Hollis. And Hollis and Tricana battling in the corner. Get that back out to Houston. SCS Red picks that up. They start driving that up the ice. Up the neutral zone. Nice stick check by that was by Beham. And Beham headbands that to Houston and sends that down the ice. SCS Red not taking any chances and covers that puck. Puck will be dropped to the left of the goalie. Nope, to the right of the goalie. Even the players are confused. Okay. Denick facing off. Now from the point by from Denick. Denick gets it over to Nemeth. There's Nachai. Trying to backhand that to the point. And the puck goes out of the zone. I'll take that back in. How going all the way in. Sends to the net. Shot. Puck loose in front of the net. Boys trying to get a shot off. And nice save by Fazone. Fazone keeps the puck in. Sends it up to Howe. Howe out front to Denick. Denick. Backhands up. Fazone tries to keep that puck in, and there's a breakaway. Nice wheels from, that's Denick. And Denick with the stick check. And nice save. Another nice save. That was from Nemeth. Gets the puck to the outside. And one of the players is down. I think that's Denick. Denick with the great wheels there earlier and the stick check. .58 left in the first. Danica is slowly getting up. And you hear everybody stick tapping. So, looks like he's sore on one of his legs. I don't know if that's his knee. But hopefully he'll recover quickly and get back out. Puck will be dropped just in the night zone. Puck drop. SCS Red gets that over right away to the side. Behan sends that, headbands that up to Safarito. And Houston. Cross to Hollis. Houston. And back to point. That was some exciting. This is Brindle. Back over to Behan. And they start taking that up. This is Denick. Shot towards the net. And moves fast. It goes over to the other side. Safarito trying to get that out front again. Houston waiting right there. But an odd bounce across the crease. Picked up now by Hollis. Hollis chips it up ahead. And shot by the boys. Another shot. And that's in. So Hollis picked that up. He did the first shot, I believe. Safarito, or Hollis to Safarito. And then I think Houston got that in. So tie game at 1. 10:58 left in the first. Boys working super well together. Goes back to Howe. Stick handling that up. He gets knocked down. Gets that up to Turkana. Turkana driving that up the ice. Pizzone battling to keep that in. Howe now skating back to pick that up. Pressure from SCS Red. Howe takes it wide. And Howe starts cutting up the center, and that unfortunately results in an offside. 10:30 left in the first. Tie game at 1. Puck goes back to Howe. Howe chips it up the board to Nemeth. Nemeth driving that in. Nemeth, a lot of pressure. Shot from the try. Back to Howe. Howe shot back to Nemeth. Pizzone trying to keep that in. Does sneak out into the neutral zone, battling with SCS Red. Howe, Turkana to Howe. Howe chipping that ahead. In goes Nachai. Nachai shot towards the net. Puck loose. And SCS Red recovering that. They try to send that out of the zone. That's kept in by Pizzone. Pizzone nice pass over to Howe. Howe shot towards the net. And picked up by the SCS Red D. Pizzone backhand in. And SCS Red trying to break out. And in goes Nachai. Nachai chasing after that loose puck. Turkana there to pick that up. Turkana falls down. Howe keeps it in at point. Working with Pizzone. Nachai comes out to help. Howe comes back, sends that back up the boards. SCS Red sends that back up to into the neutral zone. And SCS Red with a rush. And offside. Puck will be dropped just outside the SCS Red zone. Tie game at 1 for all of the new viewers that just joined. 9:06 left in the first. Picked up by Safarito right away. Goes over to Brindle. Collision at center ice. SCS Red starts taking that in. Stick check by Knights. That was by Behan of the Knights. Behan starts taking a run to the weak side, sends it out of the zone. Nice move up to Houston. Houston driving it up the ice. Houston over to Safarito. Safarito shot to Houston, and that dances across the top of the house. That's Behan, keeps that in. Gets that across to Hollis. Hollis stick handling that up. Houston at the side. SCS Red gets control of the puck. Starts driving that up the ice. And he starts advancing in on Behan. Behan skating backwards quickly. Behan gets it to the side. Nice stick check. And in comes Safarito to pick that up. Take that through the neutral zone. And Behan trying to keep that puck from going the other way. Brindle chopping that up the ice. Brindle chips it up. Houston on the rush. Houston still on the rush. Up with him is Safarito. And SCS Red. Trying to get that out, SCS Red. On point here is Behan. With some help from Brindle. Safarito has it behind the net. Safarito gets it up to Hollis. Hollis over to Brindle and to Houston. And that was a three-person play. So I think that was Brindle, Hollis, Brindle, and Houston. So making that 2-1, the first lead for Knights in the game. Puck tripped over. That's Nemeth backhand in towards the SCS goalie, and big save by the SCS goalie. Puck will be dropped to the goalie's right side. Nachai facing off. Nachai gets that over to Nemeth. Zone. Shot towards the net. Right where Nemeth is. And SCS Red defense does get control of that puck. Tries to send that out. Howe goes in. Howe stops that puck. He goes in. He drives. Shot towards the net. Puck loose in the top. Boy's trying to get a second backhand off that. Shot towards the net by Nachai. Nice keep in there by Denick. Denick back on the ice, actually. That's good news. Denick having been injured earlier, he crashed into the boards. And goes. That was Nachai. And SCS Red bringing that up the ice. SCS Red on the breakaway. Nice back check by Denick. And Denick putting lots of pressure on. And that slowed down the attacker. 2-1. Knights. 5:16 left in the first. Hollis gets that over to the other side. This is Behan. Behan up. Behan with the great pass up to Houston. Houston over to Safarito. Safarito trying to take that in. That gets turned over by the SCS Red. Nice back check by Brindle. Brindle sends that back in. And turnover again by the SCS Red. SCS Red sends that up the board. Houston gets control of it though. Gets it over to Safarito. And once again, SCS Red sends it into the neutral zone. Houston driving that up the zone. SCS Red takes it back the other way. Chip up the boards. In goes Safarito. And SCS Red sends that out of the zone. And they start driving that up the ice. Behan keeps the SCS Red to the outside. And that was Paula sends that down the ice. That gets picked up by SCS Red. SCS Red driving that in. Behan keeping them to the outside. Howe goes, picks it up. Howe chips it over to the boards. Howe driving that up, sends that up to Denick. Denick driving up the ice. He's got Chicana and can't see the other number on the tries. On forward with him. Shot towards the net. Puck loose. And that's knocked in. Went up and over and looked like the goalie had it, but it snuck in the net. Making that 3-1. At 3:12 left in the first. Denick facing off.
Let's go, Jack!
Denick with Lachai and Tricana. Nice shot from Denick. Tricana gets that out to Denick. Lachai with a shot. Gets deflected by the SCS Red D. And SCS picks that up now. Cuts back. Lachai does pick that up from the side. And they pulled it out and had a nice shot on the SCS Red goalie. SCS trying to get that out of the zone. That's stopped by the zone. The zone gets it over to Lachai. Lachai starts taking it to the top of the house. Shot. And puck loose. SCS Red driving around to the weak side. And they start driving that up the ice. Howe goes in there to try and block it, and they kick it ahead. Foot race ensues. That was a great effort by the SCS Red, and they send that to the top of the net, making that 3-2, 2:01 left in the first period. SCS Red driving that up. Puck. SCS Red had that out of the corner. Puck danced across the crease. And now Safarito with the Jets. And he wins that race to the puck. Tried to go in from the goalie side. SCS Red trying to get that out of the zone. Gets blocked. Behan goes in there. Behan kicking it up the boards. And SCS Red gets it out to the far side. Behan on the foot race. Behan keeps him wide. And shot. Safarito saves that shot. Here goes Nemeth now. Nemeth driving up the ice. Nemeth with support from Safarito. Nemeth shot towards the net. And in! So Nemeth drove up the side and finished off by Safarito from that rebound. And I believe that started with the play by Behan in the defensive zone. So boys working really well together. 4-2. Nice. 103 in the first. Tricana, bring that up. Dennis with a shot. So right off the face-off, that was Tricana. Gets it over to Danik. Danik with a shot along the ice. Shots along the ice are super hard for the goalies. Having played goalie myself, I like the shots that were higher. You get with your blocker and your catcher. But yeah, no, shot along the ice, went into the back corner. 5-2. SCS Red chips that back in to the right zone. Here goes Tricana. Tricana up the ice with Danik. Danik. SCS Red. Ends that up. That's stopped by Howe. Howe sends that back in. SCS Red does bring that back out. Foot race now with Howe and the SCS Red player. And puck is kept to the outside. Here goes Fazone. Fazone driving up the ice. And that is the end of the first period. So high scoring first, actually. 7 goals already. So 5 for the Knights and 2 for the SCS Red. This is in a colder arena this morning. I will have to put up more layers as the winter goes on. And we switch sides. 15-minute period, stop time. Facing off is Nemetz with Nachai on wing, and SCS Red gets that back to the top. Picked up by Brindle. Brindle drives that up. Sends that up to Saporito. Saporito driving that in. Saporito with a shot towards the net. Rebound. And SCS defense keeps it to keeps the puck into the corner. Tries to send that out. That's kept in by Behan. And Behan races over to the other side to stop the advance from SCS Red. Behan with the puck, battling in the neutral zone. Has some support from Saporito. And up goes Nachai, and that's offside. Boys will get a change. We got the 2 yellow helmets on opposite wings, so Tricana and Howe. The zone sends that into the zone. Howe chases it. Howe sends it back to Hollis. The zone comes in there to pick up. Hollis keeping that in. And Hollis with a shot towards the net. Houston chips it out front. The zone trying to get a shot off. And the SCS Red does transition the puck. Comes back Hollis. Hollis sends that back up the boards. Rushing up the ice is Houston and Howe. Houston driving on, shot, rebound. And some good pressure there from the Knights. SCS goalie captures it. Puck will be dropped to the left of the SCS Red goalie. Facing off is going to be Denick. On point is Behan and Brindle. Denick sends it over to the side. Chased now by Nemeth into the corner. Brindle battling in the corner there. Nice help by Denick. Brindle looking for Denick to pass to. Denick with a shot that bounces off Nemeth. Sends it back out to the top of the house. In goes Behan. Behan with a shot goes wide. Nemeth out front. Puck dancing around in the house. Behan goes in for a shot. And Denick rushes back right away. Nemeth cuts back around, gets that out front, and goalie poke checks that to get back to the side. Michai handling in the corner there. Out front. Goes Brindle. And the boys break into the zone. And goes Behan with Nemeth. Nemeth trying to get that out front. Denick there waiting at the top. Denick shot towards the net. Rebound. And SCS Red trying to clear that out of their zone. They do clear that out of the zone. Nemeth now takes that back in. Denick gets that up to Nemeth. Nemeth. Trying to get that out front. SCS Red transitions it. Denick keeps it in. Back to Nemeth. Nemeth sends it back out to Denick. Denick with a shot. And that gets stopped by the SCS goalie. 11:53 in the second. 5-2 for Knights. Goes back to point. Back to Hollis. Hollis with a nice shot. That gets picked up by Saporito. Saporito. And goes Houston. Houston tries to get it back to the point. The zone. Trying to send that in as well. Houston driving that in behind the net. In goes Howe. Howe has it. Howe takes that around behind the net. Saw Saporito there. That gets tried to pass it out. That got blocked by SCS. In goes Saporito. Saporito with a big shot and big glove save by the SCS Red goalie. 11:08 left in the second period. Houston facing off. Howe and Saporito on wing. On D, we have Fazone and Hollis. SCS Red trying to get that puck out. And they get a rush. Comes back Fazone. And they keep the puck to the outside. Up comes Houston. Houston driving that up the ice. He's knocked down. And SCS Red starts taking that back the other way. And SCS Red sends that back in. Picked up now by Hollis behind the net. He cuts back. Takes a look, sends that up to Howe out in the top. And Howe starts driving that up the ice. Howe trying to get through the 2D. He does on his knees. And a shot. And again, another shot. SCS goalie keeps the puck out of his zone. Goes back to point to Hollis. Hollis with a big shot. Houston tried to get that in. That's kept in by Howe. Howe sends it up to Saporito. Saporito driving that towards the top of the net. Howe chases in. Howe wins that. Sends that up to Tricana. Tricana shot. That goes across the top of the crease. In Denick. Denick sends that back over to Tricana. And SCS Red player turns that over. Starts bringing that out of the zone. And kept in by the work of Fazone and Machai. Hollis chips that to the side. Machai catches that at the side, tries to get a shot off towards the net. Gets caught by the Red SCS team. And Hollis does get a shot off. Picked up by Machai. Machai taking that round behind the net. He collides with the referee. And puck goes out at the zone. Puts that in. Chips that up on the board. And SCS finally sends that out of the zone. It's going to be icing if the puck makes it all the way. And it doesn't. It has an odd bounce at the end. SCS keeps that in. And now Hollis picks that up behind the net. 7:54 left in the second. Machai now brings that up with Denick, supporting Denick. Machai bringing that up the ice. And he works to get that out to the front. Does get back to the zone on point. The zone chips that back in, chased in by Tricana. Picked up by Nemeth. Nemeth backhands that out into the neutral zone. Gets picked up by Denick now. He's supported by Tricana. And Denick and Tricana going up together. And shot, rebound, and save. Goalie making two big saves. And backhand towards the net. And SCS goalie catches that in his glove. 6:52 left in the second. 5-2 Knights. Nemeth facing off, wins the puck, tries to get that over to Houston. That goes across into the corner. Houston goes in, picks it up. And two SCS Red players battle him, and SCS starts bringing it up the ice. That gets blocked by Behan at the point. Behan being a wall. Gets that up to Houston. And finally SCS gets that out of the zone and send that down the ice. That's going to be icing if that does make it. No icing on that. And there goes Houston, taking that up the ice, supported by Saporito and Nemeth. And Nemeth comes in, picks that up in the top, sends it out to the front where Houston is waiting. That gets blocked by the goalie. Saporito trying to get that out to the top of the net there. Shot to the net, that goes across the crease. SCS Red chips that up the boards. B-Hand rushes towards it. B-Hand, nice keep in. B-Hand sends that up. Goes up to Saporito. Saporito with the backhand. And that goes wide. Nemeth goes in to pick it up. He cuts back. He sees Houston in front. He chips that out. That gets blocked by the goalie. Saporito sends it out to the front where Nemeth chases that behind the net. B-Hand keeping it in at the point. And B-Hand doing a great job. Keeps that puck in. And Saporito now. Saporito. Brindle stick handling that. Gets that over to Saporito. That's blocked by the SCS Red. And SCS sends that over to the weak side. And now there's a rush. And B-Hand not allowing that rush to continue. And B-Hand driving that up and offside. And puck will be dropped just outside the SCS Red zone. 4:36 left in the second. 5-2 Knights. And so far, scoreless second period. Howell pushes that puck ahead. Howell driving that up, sends it in. Chased by Denick now. Denick goes, picks it up. Here's Nachai. Tries to get that over to Nachai. Nachai goes in behind him. And now Howell goes and chases it. SCS. Hollis keeping that in. Howell goes in, picks it up. Tries to get that to Nachai. Nachai out to Denick. Denick battling with the SCS Red player in front. And SCS sends it out into their zone. Hollis comes back, picks that up. Hollis chips that up the boards. Cow chases that. Howell bringing that up in the neutral zone, gets that back to Nachai. Nachai. Now the SCS, nice back pressure from Denick. And there goes Nachai. Nachai on the break. Sorry, I wasn't losing the camera. Howell picks that up from the side. Howell with a shot. Howell with a shot, rebounds, and Denick gets the rebound and into the net, making that 6-2, 2:51 in the second period, and that's the first goal of the second. Buchanan trying to get that out the side. SCS Red does take that wide. Chased by Brindle. And shot on net. Saved by Chimenti. Houston sends that across to the weak side. And that goes in. And ref has his hand up. That'll be icing. Oh, they call it off. Buchanan drives in. Houston now has the puck at the side. And in goes B-Hand. B-Hand battling at the side. B-Hand loses his stick. But does get the puck over to Houston. Houston sends it back in. To Chicana. Chicana back to Houston. Houston with the backhand. launches that up over the net. That goes to Nemeth, picks that up behind the net. Now to Kakana. Kakana sends that out. That gets stopped by the SCS Red, and the SCS sends that down the ice. And that will be an icing. Puck will be dropped right back in the SCS Red zone. 6-2, Knights, 1:37 left in the second period. The try facing off. As on wing, Janik. And Safarito picks that up off the face-off, shot towards the net. Rebound, puck bounces along the crease, but SCS Red player sends it to the outside. Goes back to point to Hollis. Hollis stick handling that across, finds a shooting lane, shoots, and goalie catches a piece of that. Janik picks that up. Sends it back to Fazone on point. Fazone with the shot towards the net. That's stopped by the SCS Red in front, and SCS sends that out into the neutral zone. Hollis skates over, chips that up, and got sent in by Fazone, and SCS Red trying to get control of the puck and get that out of the zone. Nice stick handle work there by Hollis. He jumps that into the corner. In goes Safarito. Safarito brings that out from the corner, and Janik gets that in. So Safarito bringing that out from the corner, reminiscent of Sidney Crosby in the Olympics, or the World Cup, I forget, where Sidney brought that out from the corner. He shot, and then Janik finished it off. SCS Red gets a jump off the point. Chased now by Howe. Bringing that in. And SCS Red dumps that out of the zone. Brindle comes back, picks that up, sends that up to 22 seconds left. The clock isn't going. I think everybody's yelling clock. Or no, everybody's yelling offside. Now the clock's going. And that will be the longest 22 seconds of the game. In goes Houston. Houston gets it up to Nemeth. Brindle battling in the corner there. And that's the end of the second period. 7-2. So, 2 goals from the Knights on that second period. And score only 2 goals that period. There were 7 goals the first period. So both teams playing more defensively in both directions. Coach, I think maybe one of the things he's going to talk about is I did see a little bit of bunching up into the top of their crease, which can open up chances. So he's probably just saying, keep less bunched up. But otherwise, actually, the boys were doing pretty good positioning and actually passing. Fantastic. Some nice headband passes. So, okay. Facing off is Danik. He's got Turkana on the side. And I can't see the far side. Puck is dropped. This is Nachai getting that into the zone. Saprito sends that back in. And that's offside. That's what you're hearing. The ref's calling it. So delayed offside. So not playing by USA hockey rules, as we've seen this tournament. More playing by the regular rules. And then in goes Nachai, trying to drive that to the outside. Then it goes in there. He picks it up, chips that up to Turkana over to Behan with the backhand. Puck loose in front of the net. Danik trying to go in for a shot. That's stopped by the SCS Red in front. And SCS Red trying to get that out of the zone. Danik keeps that in. Help there from Brindle. Brindle working with Turkana. Danik, they keep that in together. And Danik driving that up. Gets that over to Behan now. Behan battling in. Behan goes into the corner to battle. And back out front to Danik. Danik tries to stick handle in. Passes that to Turkana. Turkana with the shot goes by. Behan stick handles behind the net. And nice keep in there by Brindle. Brindle gets that up to Nachai rushing that up. SCS Red trying to get that out of the corner. Danik and Brindle and Turkana working together to keep that puck in. Danik picking that up, sends that up, puck loose in front of the net, shot by Turkana, and that goes in. Danik with the nice patience there to get that shooting lane, and that started that, and then Turkana with the finish, making that 8-2 third period. At this point, it goes into running time. Puck goes back to Hollis. Hollis chip up. And SCS Red player has a breakaway shot on Turkana, and SCS Red trying to get a rebound off that, and the zone doing a nice save, getting that puck to the outside. Nemeth getting that out of the zone, and chased by Houston. SCS Red sends that back in. SCS Red on another break. Oh, nice keep out shot. Does get a shot off, and Chimenki covers that. Puck will be dropped in the Knights zone. 8-2. Third period, 11:40 running time.
Go, Park! Oh, he's walking around. He's like,
Knights trying to bring that out. SCS Red keeping that in. Picked up by Behan now. Behan, he takes a look, sends that up, chips that up to Houston. Houston trying to get that up to Nemeth. And SCS Red sends that back in. B-hand rushes back. Gets that back up to Houston. Houston battling at the corner. And SCS Red shoots toward Chimenti. Chimenti not taking any chances. And covers that puck. 10:41. 8-2 Knights. How facing off with Denick and Tricana. Denick and Tricana, who got the last goal. First goal of the third, I guess. Howe kicks that ahead. Howe going up the side. Stick handling Heath. Rubbed out. The zone chips that back up.
Yeah, she loves it. She comes like every now and then. So she goes to the boys. So we FaceTime like a
Kept in by Fazone. Denick now brings that out. Collisions. Center. Denick driving that up. Denick tries to send that over to Howe. That does go to Hollis. Hollis with a nice shot. And goes to Canada to go pick that up. And Denick. Oh. And that's offside. Puck just snuck out. Howe trying to bring that back in and Dalton it offside. 9:18 left in the third. Puck to drop. D-hand. And that's offside. $8:50 left in the game.
She like moves, my whole body like shakes and.
Machai Houston on wing, and Moment on center. SCS Red does sneak out, gets a breakaway, and stick handle saved by Chimenti, and Machai starts taking that up the boards. Machai with Nemeth. And SCS Red blocks that advance, and they try to get that over to the weak side. Picked up now by Houston. Houston chipping that up. And that's SCS Red driving that up the ice. They send that all the way in, and that, no icing on that. Houston picks that up, trying to drive that up. SCS Red sends that back in, B-hand. Sends that around to the weak side to Saporito. Saporito starts driving that up. Saporito with Howe. And I think there's a penalty on this. Too many men. And Nemeth is on the ice with too many men. .646 left in the third, and this is the first penalty kill of the game. Puck will be dropped in the night zone. Howe facing off. Howe. Gets that puck, gets it over to Saporito. Saporito on the break. Saporito shots and rebounds over to the side. Howe going in, battling the SCS Red player. SCS trying to get it out. That's kept in by Hollis. Hollis stick handles that across, gets that over to Saporito, and SCS Red looking to take advantage on this power play. In goes Saporito. Saporito stick handles across the top, gets a second shot, and that's saved by the SCS Red goalie. Hollis on point. Hollis ran out of room, gets that over to Fazone, and SCS Red kicks that ahead. And up goes Hollis to pick that up. Hollis takes a look, and Hollis bumps that ahead to Howe. That gets blocked by the SCS Red players. Fazone battling for that puck, and offside there. Howe stops that advance, sends that back in. In goes Saporito. Saporito driving that up the ice, and SCS Red sends that out. SCS Red driving that up. 5 minutes left in the game, and SCS Red player advancing in, shot, and Chimanti with a big save. Not sure how much minutes are left. Oh, I think we're back at even strength. So 4:44 left in the game. 8-2 Knights. Houston picks that up behind the net. Houston chips that up to Denick. Denick driving that up the ice. Tricana on the outside. Tricana now rushing that towards the net. Tricana cuts back. Nice save there by Behan. Behan sends it up to Tricana and Houston. And the boys trying to get a shot off, but SCS Red doing a good job defending, and they start a rush. And they cut back. Houston putting on pressure. Houston with Tricana. SCS Red gets that over, and Chimanti with the save. 3:10 left in the game. Boys battling in the corner. That's Hollis, sends that out of the zone. And SCS Red defense picks that up. They send that out of their zone. Hollis sends that back up. And back into the night zone. Shot up the ice by Hollis, and chased now by Saporito. Saporito cutting that wide. Nice poke check by the goalie, stops Saporito getting a shot off. And the Chai brought that out from the corner and got a shot off. SCS Red trying to get that out of the zone. That's kept in by Hollis. Hollis did a shot. Picked up by Saporito in the corner. And now goes back to the zone. Fazone with a shot. And Fazone keeps that puck in. And SCS Red driving that out of the zone. And now chased by Hollis. Foot race. Hollis wins the race to the puck. Sends that, tries to get that out of the zone. In comes Howe. Hollis chips it back out again to Howe. Howe driving that up the ice. Howe Gets that over to Chicana. And to Houston. And they send it towards the net. Last minute of the game. Houston. Back up to Howe. Howe. To Chicana. Howe. Chicana. Chicana with a shot. Howe. And Chicana with the shot. Rebound. And Howe gets that in. First goal of the tournament for Howe. Oh, they're going to let that count out. That's the end of the game. Congratulations, boys, and stay tuned for the 1:15 game. That one's going to be significantly harder. That team, the Stars, has been dominating the whole tournament. So it should be an interesting game, but see you at 1:15. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and have a